Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to talk about an announcement that came out today from the SBA, and they made an announcement that legal permanent residents, so these are green card holders with businesses in the US, are now ineligible for its loan program. And this goes into effect March 1st. All right. March 1st. So if you are foreign in the US, you got a business, you cannot get an SBA loan. You have to be an American born citizen. If you are a green card holder, no more loans for you. So this is the Small Business Administration. Hold on, I'm going to put the article up and I'm going to go over some of the article here. Hold on. Okay. So this is an article that came out in the AP. So the Small Business Administration said in a policy note that green card holders won't be allowed to apply for SBA loans effective March 1st. The move is the latest by the SBA, and it works to tighten loan restrictions and restructure the agency. Last year, it's tightened requirement of businesses applying for loans must be 100% owned by US citizens, US nationals, or lawful permanent residents, up from 51%. In December, it issued a policy that said up to 5% of the business could be non citizen owned. But the current policy rescinds that, as well as making lawful permanent residents ineligible. Wow. The Trump SBA is committed to driving economic growth and job creations for American citizens, which is why, effective March 1st, the agency will no longer guarantee loans for small business owned by foreign nationals. And the woman you're looking at, she is the spokesperson for SBA, Maggie Clemens. She said this in an email statement. Across every program, the SBA is ensuring that every taxpayer dollar entrusted to this agency goes to support U.S. job creators and innovators. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that like this decision and wish that more government agencies would follow suit. Okay. So the SBA don't give out direct loans except when they're related to disasters, but it works with lenders to distribute loans to small businesses. The loans typically have better rates than traditional loans. Small business advocacy groups, the Small Business Majority, said the move is a decision that will limit the growth of small businesses and jobs throughout the United States. So these are just people that are trying to advocate for foreigners. So the latest decision by SBA failed to recognize that immigrants are twice as likely to start businesses than native born US citizens. Yeah, but that's because y'all help them. You won't help us, but you will help these foreigners. So this is actually a move that the Trump administration is making that I definitely agree with. There should be no foreigner coming in the land that's able to get loans over US citizens that were born and raised here for generations. They should not ever be able to come in here and get loans ahead of us. And they've been doing this the entire time. So this is going to be the first time they won't be able to come and leapfrog in and get things like, SBA loans over us. And it should have been that way all along. So, this advocacy group is claiming it's going to have a negative impact. No, what it might do is inspire people that thought about doing businesses and they're US citizens. They may actually now do it, especially knowing that, loans are not going to go to foreigners over us. It never ever should have been that way. So I was downloading. Let me see if this is ready. It's not really that long. Yeah. All right, y'all. Hold on. I got to get this off the screen. Okay, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you, everybody. All right, let's do it.
Big news for small business owners. Starting March 1st, if you're a green card holder, you can no longer apply for SBA loans. Here's what's going on. The SBA is tightening its rules. They're restructuring how loans work. Before, businesses could be partly non-citizen owned. Now, that's gone. You may ask what changed? Businesses used to need 51% US ownership. Then it became 100% US citizen or green card holder owned. For a moment, it was 5%. Non-citizen ownership was allowed. Now, even green card holders are out. And what's important about SBA loans, they usually have a better interest rate than bank loans. How does this benefit US citizens? This puts you at the front of the line. If you're 100% US citizen, you're at the front of the line. And there's only, believe it or not, there's only so much SBA loan money to go around. Fewer eligible applicants equal better odds for US citizens. Faster approval. With fewer applications to review, loans could move quicker for citizens. More money stays with citizen-owned businesses. The SBA is basically saying these taxpayer-backed loans should go to US citizens. Tell me how you feel about this new policy. And if you're a US citizen, this is a perfect time after March 1st to go apply for an SBA loan.
Good afternoon, guys. It's Maria. And this morning I was talking about TPS, but this afternoon I'm talking about something that's a little bit more impactful on people who are already green card holders. This is news that was just published today, February 3rd of 2026 by Politico. And it talks about how the Small Business Administration organization has issued new policy guidance requiring that 100% of all owners of small businesses applying for the agency's primary 7A loans be U.S. citizens or U.S. nationals with their primary residence in the United States. This policy is going to be effective March 1st, and rescinds a prior policy in connection with 7A loan borrower information that allowed some of a business's ownership to be held by a foreign national, a green card holder, or a U.S. national or a U.S. citizen living outside of the U.S. Now, green card holders who have permanent U.S. residency will no longer be able to own any part of a business applying for the popular Small Business Government Loan Program. This is very important. You need to understand that now, as a green card holder, you are not eligible or won't be eligible to apply for a small business loan. So, if you have the ability to file for citizenship, do it now. Don't worry about the English language requirements. Study, prepare. You can do it with the help of so many aids that we have out there for passing the US citizenship exam. If there are no issues for you in terms of moving forward with this, do it now. It's really important because this is a decision that's going to be impacting a lot of individuals who maybe want to have a business but are not US citizens, but are legally here as green card holders. If you have any questions about immigration in general or about this particular piece of news and how it affects you, please call me at 305-859-0872. Thanks.
This is a big news. SBA ਨੇ ਰੂਲਸ ਚੇਂਜ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਓਨਰਸ ਹੁਣ ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਗੇ। SBA ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਅਨਾਉਂਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਮੀਨਸ ਫੈਬਰੂਰੀ 2 2026 ਨੂੰ ਐਂਡ ਇਹ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਇਫੈਕਟਿਵ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਮਾਰਚ 1 2026 ਨੂੰ। ਇਹਦੇ ਅਕੋਰਡਿੰਗ ਕੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਬੰਦਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਓਨਰ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ SBA ਲੋਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਐਂਡ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਪਾਰਟਨਰਸ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਰਟਨਰਸ US ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ਨ ਹੋਣੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ। ਕੋਈ ਗ੍ਰੀਨ ਕਾਰਡ ਹੋਲਡਰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਐਲੀਜੀਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕੋਈ ਫੋਰਨ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲਸ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਲੋਕ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ DM ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ।
Effective March 1st, 2026, if you're looking for an SBA loan and you have a green card, you won't qualify for a business loan. If you're looking to buy a business or trying to get a working capital loan, starting March 1, 2026, you won't qualify for a business loan by the SBA. Now, you do have this month of February. So if you're looking to get a working capital loan or to finance towards buying a business, you only have a couple of weeks and we'll have to get that application submitted right away. Otherwise, only US citizens are going to be the people who are going to qualify for this loan as determined.
All right, y'all. I think this is good because it now opens the door for US citizens. And especially if you've been out of work for a long time, can't find a job, you can now create a business for yourself and get qualified for an SBA loan. And they're right. These loans have lower rates than if you just get a traditional business loan from a bank or a finance company. You really do get pretty good rates on SBA loans. So that's what I would recommend because I know the job market is absolutely horrific right now in this country. And unfortunately, it's not going to get better. It is, if you go out and look at the news, there are a lot of people going out of business. A lot of companies are going out of business right now. And then you got that on top of high unemployment and people, I showed you the videos. People have been out of work, some for a few years, some for several months, and they can't even get their foot in the door to even get an interview at this point. So if you are in that situation, consider starting a business. because, it might be your alternative way out of going under completely. So now that all of these foreigners are out of the way, it opens up more opportunities for Americans. So, y'all, I was not going to keep you long on this one. Um, because I'm still behind the scenes. I'm working on getting the next orders ready to go out tomorrow. So I'm gonna work on that. And I saw I got a few more gives and goes. Thank you so much because that puts me even closer to my goal. And again, I had some Zells. Thank you to the people that sent me Zelle and Cash App, PayPal. I even had from my old GoFundMe account, someone sent money. So thank you, everybody. And I pray the Most High will send you many blessings in return. So thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and we'll come back together tomorrow on an all new topics. So I will see you then. Shalom, family.